Hello, I'm Ms. Lyons, and I'm the College and Career Information Coordinator, or CCIC, at Magruder High School. And today we'll be going over the college application process and how you can start a timeline to get this process started. Before we begin, everyone should go to the URL on this slide or scan this QR code to access the Class of 2025 to-do list.
After high school, you'll have a lot of different options. Not everyone goes directly into college. You can attend a 2-year institution like Montgomery College, a 4-year college or university, or you can take a gap year. Some schools will even hold your spot if you've been accepted so that you can take the gap year and then commit the following fall. You could also go to a vocational or trade school to become an electrician, a plumber, or a healthcare worker or other trade-oriented career. You could get an apprenticeship or a job or join the military. In fact, if you go into ROTC in college, you could get your tuition paid for. What do you want to do before the end of junior year? Most importantly, you want to keep your grades very strong. When you apply to college, colleges will only see your grades through the end of junior year. Some will ask for an updated transcript in January after first semester grades come out, but often, by then, schools have already made a decision, so your grades right now are really, really important. Take the SAT or ACT. Lots of schools are beginning to require them again. Many of you took the SAT on SAT day earlier this year, but you may decide that you want to take it again to try to get a better score. The scores are only sent to schools if you make that request in College Board. Magruder does not send your test scores. That has to be done in your College Board account on the College Board website. You'll need to complete your brag sheet in Naviance. You can log into Naviance through Clever, so it's very easy. Once you get into the home page of your Naviance account, next to the initials at the top of the page, click on the drop-down box and you'll see Surveys from your school, where you'll find the brag sheet. There's also an optional form for parents to complete a parent brag sheet in the same section. You'll need to ask 2 teachers for letters of recommendation. At least one should be from a core teacher, English, math, science, social studies. And once the teachers have agreed to write it, make sure you follow up with a thank you email to them. That way, you'll have confirmation or a paper trail that the teacher has agreed to write it. Talk with your counselor about the year ahead and confirm that your courses will put you on the right track for college admission. And if you haven't participated in activities outside of class yet, get involved. These can be activities in or outside of school. What should you do over the summer between junior and senior year? Attend summer workshops or watch the recordings. They'll be listed on the College and Career Center website. There will be many summer workshops, mostly virtual, covering topics like creating a college list, paying for college, finding an apprenticeship, Naviance and Common App, why an HBCU, and much more. Even if you miss the live events, they will be recorded so you can watch them after the fact. You should also be working on your college list, either using the Supermatch feature in Naviance or other websites like Niche, Big Future on College Board, or Unigo. Then sort your list by target, reach, and safety schools. When you're traveling, visit campuses, even if it's not a school you think you otherwise consider, and make notes about what you like and don't like that you see. Because when you get home, you're not going to remember which schools have which features. Create an application timeline. There's lots to do your senior year in addition to going to school, so over the summer, make a calendar of deadlines and everything you need to be doing. Brainstorm a topic for your college essay, sometimes also called your personal statement. The purpose of this is to let colleges know who you are as a person. You're going to write about something that's not already found in your college application. And after August 1st, create your Common App account and meet with me or your counselor to discuss your college list. What's really important to you when you think of the college you want to attend? Write down 5 things that are really important to you. Class size, campus size, green space, city versus urban, etc. If you don't like the cold, then you don't want to go to a school in a cold climate. If you don't like huge classes, you'll need to include that in your search so that you find a school that has classes no larger than, say, for instance, 25 kids. Think about what really matters to you and how you are successful. University of Maryland, for instance, has over 40,000 students, while Stevenson University and other private liberal arts schools might have more like 2,000 students. Do you want to go to a 2-year school or 4-year school? How far away from home do you want to be? How much financial aid does a school generally offer? What majors and concentrations do they have? Even if you don't know what you want to study, you probably have an idea of what you like and don't like. You might want to consider the diversity on each campus. Do they have on-campus housing, disability services? How many sports, activities, or clubs are there to choose from? And what about retention and graduation rates? These are all things to consider when you're looking at schools. Once you have your list, how can you learn more about the schools on it? Ask your counselor. Ask Ms. Lyons, and we can help you do some research. Contact current or graduated students from their alumni lists. Take college tours in person if you can, or take virtual tours if you can't physically get to campus. Whenever possible, attend prospective student events. Sign up for visits with admissions counselors at Magruder throughout next fall. You'll find these visits listed in Naviance under the College and College Visits section. One very important point to remember, though, is not to put any college on your list that you would not want to go to if it's the only school you get accepted to. What are some of the most important things to consider when deciding what school is the right fit for you? First, consider academics. Do the classes they offer excite you? Do you prefer lectures or discussions, research or hands-on learning? Will you be able to get the supports you need? Check the common data set to see who got in last year. We can circle back to that in a bit. Second, think about campus culture. Do you want an athletic-oriented campus or an arts-oriented environment? Is the political climate important to you? What's the personality of the school? What about the food? You're going to be eating there for 4 years. Did you know that University of Massachusetts at Amherst is rated #1 in campus food in the entire country, and that St. Mary's College of Maryland has the best-ranked food in our state? Perhaps most importantly, though, you'll want to consider what kinds of scholarships and grants are available, and what the return on investment is, meaning what percentage of graduates are employed within a year after graduation. And in that vein, what kind of career development supports are there? Do they offer internship opportunities? How do they prepare students for the professional world? Most importantly, don't just look at a name and make a decision based on prestige or your perception of the school. Just because it's well-known or recognizable does not mean that it'll be the right school for you. Focus on what feels right and where you think you'll be happiest. Trust your intuition. So what's left to do for the fall? You'll need to finish and polish your essay, add the schools you're applying to your Common App and Naviance lists. Make sure they're sorted in your mind, again, by reach, target, and safety. Go to the counseling office to request your transcripts. If you're sending test scores, log into your College Board and ACT accounts and request them. If you're not sure if you should send your scores, come see me. I can help you decide. Some students will need to take an English proficiency test. Let me know if you need help with that. You'll need to complete your FAFSA and MD-CAPS applications and the CSS profile for some schools. Make a Going Merry account and apply for scholarships. And request your letters of recommendation through Naviance if you haven't done that yet. This should be done no later than the end of August. Now, what is the Common Application? The Common App, as it's most commonly known, is an online platform that over 1,000 colleges and universities use for their application processes. You can create a Common App account anytime, but you won't be able to add your schools until after August 1st. It'll depend on each individual school's requirements, so you should allow yourself about 6 weeks to complete all of the data for your Common App. Be mindful that although you only have to write one main essay for all of your Common App schools, some schools will ask for shorter supplemental essays in addition. Students who qualify for free or reduced lunch are eligible for a Common App fee waiver, which waives the application fees for all of these schools. So make sure your family submits that application at the beginning of the school year. There are different kinds of applications to be mindful of when deciding how to apply. First are the non-restrictive application plans, which include early action, priority, regular decision, and rolling admission. Early action and priority offer students a chance to apply earlier and receive a decision well in advance of the school's regular response rate. Regular decision deadlines are typically a couple of months after the early action or priority deadlines, and schools with rolling admissions review applications on an ongoing basis, often on a first-come, first-served basis. Bear in mind that most schools that offer early action processes admit most of their students that way. University of Maryland College Park is one of these schools, so if you plan to apply there, make sure you have your application in by the November 1st early action deadline. Roughly 98% of their acceptances are through early action. There are also restrictive application plans, which bind you by contract to the school if you're accepted. These are called early decision or restrictive early action. These deadlines are early and are a binding contract with the university, so be very careful when selecting these options. Consult your counselor to make sure that this is the right decision for you. Your college essay is the only opportunity you have to show your voice in your application. It gives admissions officers a broader view of you beyond just your academic achievements, test scores, and activities. When writing your essay, be strong. Use a hook to capture the reader's interest, and be authentic. Use your own voice and sense of humor. You want it to sound natural. Focus on deeper themes. What events or circumstances made you who you are today? Be descriptive. Set scenes and provide anecdotes. Be surprising. And write with the reader in mind. Be clear so they understand your intention. Take your time. Write several drafts and take time in between each one. Read it out loud to yourself or to others. You'll hear it differently and get a better sense of how it sounds. Don't be repetitive and have other people proofread it. Ideally, this would be an English teacher, but any trusted adult with good English skills can help. Most importantly, do not use AI or ChatGPT to write your college essay. Admissions officers are getting very savvy about this, and they can tell if it sounds like it wasn't written by a high school student. Your complete application will include several pieces. First, the application itself, whether it's through Common App or the school's website. Application fees or a documented fee waiver. Transcript, which must be requested through Ms. Fields in the counseling office. SAT or ACT test scores if you're submitting them. Remember that you will need to indicate in your common application whether you're submitting them or not. Letters of recommendation. Remember that these are sent through Naviance and that different colleges have different requirements. Your main and supplemental essays, and in addition, some schools may require auditions, portfolios, or interviews. One thing you'll hear over and over again as you begin to visit schools and talk to admissions counselors is the holistic review process. What it means when schools say this is that they look at the, quote, whole student, not just the test scores or only the transcript. That being said, some schools' review processes are more holistic than others. Here are some factors that many schools look for in application reviews. How has the student challenged themselves in and outside of the classroom? What challenges has the student faced? What type of person are they in the community, and how will they contribute to our school? And what are we lacking in our student body that this person might be able to contribute? FAFSA stands for the Free Application for Federal Student Aid, and it will be one, if not the most important part of your application process. Even if you think you won't qualify for any aid, you need to submit your FAFSA because a lot of scholarships are dependent on FAFSA submission, and many schools won't award any aid at all if a FAFSA is not on file. Assuming the FAFSA is back on track next year following the overhaul it's gone through this year, it will open on October 1st. It will draw information from your 2023 tax documents. Students and contributing family members will all need to create an FSA ID. Be sure to list all the schools you're applying to on your FAFSA because that's how they'll get the information they need to put together your financial aid award package. You can list up to 20 schools on your FAFSA. FAFSAs are typically processed within 3 to 5 days. This year has been different, so don't rely on what you've heard from families who have filed this year. Once filed, you'll receive a copy of what's called your Student Aid Index, or SAI number. The lower this SAI, the more need-based aid you may qualify for. If you're an undocumented student and don't qualify for FAFSA, the state of Maryland has their own college financial aid process. See Ms. Lyons for more information. This is a lot of information right now, so don't feel that you need to absorb everything. Just be aware that this is something you'll need to do. We'll have a lot of workshops and sessions next fall to help you out. Scholarships, scholarships, scholarships. Start now. There are literally millions of dollars in scholarships out there for the taking, thousands of which go unclaimed every year. Don't be lax about applying for scholarships. If you haven't already, create an account on www.goingmerry.com. This is an amazing scholarship search engine that has streamlined the scholarship application process immensely through an efficient matching process and tracking tools. Second, read your email and follow the Career Center Instagram. Those are the main methods through which I share scholarship information. Set an alarm on your phone to remind yourself to skim your email at least once a day. Check with your church, employer, your parents' employers, and other social connections to see if they offer any scholarships that you can apply for. Take the time to apply for scholarships that might require more work. Fewer people will take this time, so the pool will be smaller, offering you a greater chance of winning that money. And pay attention in the spring for the Magruder's only scholarships. There are many of them. They will be posted on my website. And don't be put off by smaller scholarships. I put myself through school on scholarships between $500 and $2,500. Again, these are scholarships that typically get overlooked and ignored because everyone is chasing the big ones. But if you can get several smaller ones, you'll probably win more money than if you get one or two of the big ones. So here are the important reminders for you. Schedule a senior meeting with your counselor. Schedule a meeting during the summer with Ms. Lyons in the Career Center. Complete your brag sheet in Naviance by the end of the summer. Parents also have the option of completing a parent brag sheet. Pay attention to application deadlines. Check your email on a regular basis. Remember, if you are applying to a Maryland school, the Maryland Higher Education Commission will send you an email if you're awarded money, and if you don't accept it, that money will go to someone else. Keep up with your SSL hours. Don't wait till the last minute. Set a goal to get them completed by March of your senior year. Make sure all your obligations are paid off. If you don't, you will not graduate. Send SAT or ACT test scores directly from College Board or the ACT website by the college application deadlines. Only apply to schools that you want to go to. Do not put any school on your list that you wouldn't go to if it was the only one you get accepted to. Don't apply early decision unless you are 110% sure that is where you want to go. You know you'll be able to meet the financial obligation. Use your legal name on all documents submitted to colleges. Use your personal email when you make your Common App account. And check your application status on the school portals of the schools that you apply to. Take advantage of the resources that are available to you. Ms. Lyons in the Career Center is always here for meetings in person or virtually. Also, your counselors. Email your counselors whenever you need something over the summer or during the school year. Visit the counseling website and visit the College and Career Center website. Both of these sites are accessed directly from the main menu of the Magruder High School website. We are here for you. We are here to make you successful. Let's work together and find your future.